Hi guys, Jay Nice on the mic. I meant to make this video um a few weeks back when the Dark Girls documentary premiered on the Oprah channel. I was reading people's comments and reviews and critiques regarding the documentary, and I just came across a few comments that I wanted to address. Um, you know, the documentary, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the documentary is about the struggles, the trials and tribulations that um, darker skinned females go through. It wasn't only darker skinned black females. It was also, people from other cultures, um, people from in Asian cultures, because in India there's a caste system. And as far as I know, according to my understanding, those that are higher up in the caste system are usually the lighter skinned individuals in the Indian community. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I could be wrong. But so I came across a few comments, and some people said that light skinned people enjoy unearned privilege. As a black person, I have experienced, racism in my life, but not as much as probably most black men my age, and definitely not as much as a lot of darker skinned black females. I understand that. I acknowledge that. A couple years ago, when I was in high school, I didn't understand what being light skinned meant. People would call me red bone, and I didn't even understand what that meant. I was like, red bone? Looked it up, heard it in the Sierra song, and I was like, oh, okay, red bone. It wasn't until I got to college and I heard the comments being said about darker skinned black women that I kind of understood. And I was like, oh, for some odd reason, in some weird way, we live in an alternate universe where the shade of your skin is determines your competence somehow. So, I've always been confused about the whole light skin dark skin debate, but I can relate to. I've experienced discrimination, but definitely not as much as some darker skin females. I feel like in order for us to get past this idiotic light skin dark skin complex that we have as a black people, lighter skinned individuals need to acknowledge that we do have some unearned privilege. Just as whites like to bask in their white privilege, their unearned white privilege, and enjoy their white privilege, regardless of how angry it makes me that as a black person I'm not treated equally as everyone, all my other fellow black people. I understand and I recognize that lighter skinned black people are treated differently. This is something, as a lighter skinned individual, I need to understand this. So once you understand it and you realize that whether you like it or not, you have some unearned privileges that somebody who's darker skinned doesn't get to take advantage of. Once you acknowledge this and understand it, then I feel like we can move past it. But a lot of light-skinned people think that we are treated all as equals. In a perfect world, we'd all be equal, but I understand that we're not treated as equals. There's been so much research, especially in the psychology field. Studies in different fast food restaurants where it has been shown that darker skinned individuals have been placed in the kitchen and lighter skinned individuals have been placed in the front. So that there have been several studies just focusing on colorism, and colorism is something that is not often discussed because I feel like outside of the black race and outside of the Asian, a lot of Asian communities, a lot of whites don't understand and don't know that colorism exists, but they take part in it. They don't really understand the unearned lighter skinned privilege, the darker skin versus lighter skin. They don't understand that yet. If you're a manager at a restaurant, for whatever reason, you might feel less threatened by the lighter skinned individual, and you don't understand and you don't know why. And it's because of your unconscious biases against this person. So, like I said, I think light skinned people need to understand that. And once you understand that society treats you differently, we can all try to move forward, because this light skin dark skin complex is absolutely and utterly ridiculous. And I know that some people might say, well, why are you even devoting energy to discussing it? And I feel like through discussion you propose solution to try to remedy the problem. And I feel like our obsession with skin shades and skin colors is one of the mechanisms that we use to tear each other apart. And as a black person, I'd like to see us as a people progress. So let me know what you guys think, and I will check you guys out next time.